Roxo Media House.
From the Flying T Studio at Roxo Media House, this is Frogs Today, featuring former soccer coach Dave Rubinson, new women's basketball assistants Taja Edwards and Rodney Hill, plus women's soccer star Payton Crews, and the newest addition to the Frogs Today family, Drew Davison. And now here's your host of Frogs Today, the voice of the Frogs, Brian Estridge.
Welcome into the Thursday edition of Frogs Today. I'm Brian Estridge. We got a big show lined up for you. We're going to talk a little women's basketball. We're going to spend some time on soccer. In fact, let's start the show with that. What do you say? Let's dive right into a big match that's going to happen coming up tonight. It's TCU and Texas in women's soccer. This is huge in a day.
Big match.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
a huge one. You know this face, folks. This is Dave Rubinson, longtime soccer coach here at TCU, now the head coach at Arlington Heights on the girls' side, right? I love that logo, man. That is a great logo. Dave, tonight is Dave Rubinson Legacy Night. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you have to be a certain age to have a legacy night. You know, they're not going to hand that out to 25-year-olds.
More than likely not. No, I've got some gray hair and lack of hair, and it's not expected, not planned, but amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And just think about, I love the fact that Eric Bell has reached out, you know, and think about the job that he's done here.
Phenomenal.
It has
really
been
is.
amazing, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's fun to see. I always knew what could happen.
Yeah.
With the resources.
Right.
I knew about I used to put on my soccer camps, best kept secret around. I wasn't talking about my camps. I was talking about TCU and Fort Worth. And
yeah.
It's an easy sell, but you got to have the resources, and I couldn't be happier for him.
You know where it started, though? It started with Garvey Rosenthal Soccer Stadium, and you played a vital role in making that happen. But I'm not so sure there's a better venue in the country right now.
No, it's really it's so neat, and it's so neat to see all the people there.
Yeah,
I mean that's just incredible.
Yeah.
Richard has been just such a dear friend for many, many years, and Roz Rosenthal and my mother were best friends.
Right, right. It came about, and there it was. Is it what you imagined? Is it what you pictured now when you see it full, like you'll see tonight
right,
for Texas? Is that, do you just sit back and go, this is what I thought it would be like?
It is. I remember when we dedicated it, I said, we're not done yet. We need lights in locker rooms.
Yeah.
And thank goodness the Justin Foundation came in and others saw the same vision. But I knew that it could be.
Yeah.
I knew that it could be. And I knew we were in the right place.
Well, in the right place here in TCU right now, at the right time, because Eric Bell, you look at the recruiting that he's done over the years, and that has continued to grow in stature.
Yeah, Eric has paid his dues. I knew him when he was at Illinois, Florida State, and I think he was a great hire here. And with Ryan by his side, I think they've just done a phenomenal job.
Yeah. Do you, for folks who don't know, I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How often do you get out there?
I try to get to as many games as I can. Yeah. I don't get to every one, but I've gotten to a number of them.
Yeah, I know. You're a regular out there. I love seeing you out there.
Well, I appreciate it.
And then tonight will be pretty special, too, though.
Very special.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be great. Tell me about are some of the former players coming back and things of that nature?
Well, I'm not totally sure who else coming. I know Lynn Jones Baird came down from Cleveland. I got a text from Carrie Menton, who's in Kansas City, but I don't know who all is going to be here.
Oh, I think it might surprise you.
Well,
I think you're gonna. I think it won't be empty. I think it won't be empty for sure. Tell me about your team right now, because the thing I love about you is you are passionate, whatever you're doing. Whether it's cutting horses or cutting grass, right?
No cutting grass.
I know you're not going to do
sir.
that.
No.
But
no.
tell me about what's going on.
My group at school this may be the best group I've had in a while.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. We've got some young kids that are outstanding players. I've got a couple of freshmen, Karina Chavez and Aiden Bailey, and then a little goalkeeper named Kylie Williams, whose father played football at TCU. Right. And some seniors, and Tave Harvey and Emma Garcia. And we've got a junior named Brooke Bowman, who I think she was the newcomer of the year in the district last year. I have really a good feeling about this group this year.
And you enjoy it. You love it, don't you?
I do love it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And there's a rumor that your son Adam is trying really hard to get you to coach some smaller guys.
I'm already doing that.
Are you doing it? It happened?
I almost made Ben cry the other night.
This is your grandson?
Yeah, he's 12. And I was doing a practice, and I said, okay, let's go. And he did something that was just pretty goofy.
Yeah.
No, it was Ben.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's been fun. Those kids are doing good. They're working hard, and I have an outside team, a girls team that I coach, a bunch of Pascal kids.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
are you still doing the cutting horse thing?
When I can. I haven't been around it a whole lot lately, but I absolutely love it. It's been so fun. I've been so lucky I get to go turn back and work with the best trainers in the world. Yeah. And so I go out and I watch their training sessions.
That's awesome.
And I get to help them. So it's been really, really fun doing
How's the golf game?
Horrible.
What?
Well, Ben's beating me now at 12.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Well, either he's really good or no, it's a combination of things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm not real good at it, but I still do enjoy getting out there.
Yeah, well,
I tell all the girls that ever play for me, learn to play golf. You can always get a date.
Yeah, yes, you can. That is for sure. I want to leave with this. It didn't. I think it's fair to say it didn't end the way you wanted it to.
No,
it didn't end the way you wanted it to at TCU. But what does TCU mean to you?
Oh my gosh, my kids have all gone there. My wife went there. It's just a special place. Why'd you ask me that?
Well, because I knew the answer, and your emotion says it all. And it'll be emotional tonight, but I want you to have fun with it too, because it's going to be special.
Well, it's been a great place over the years, and I've met so many great people. And one of the things that when I was told I was leaving, it was looking back over your 24 years, you have no consistent pattern of success. And I kind of started laughing, but then I started thinking, I've got doctors and lawyers, entrepreneurs, nurses, some of the best people in the world that have taken it.
Right.
So
I'd say that's success.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Dave Rubinson Legacy Night tonight in Fort Worth at Garvey Rosenthal. More to come on Frogs Today after this time.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU. Both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Texas-based Happy Water offers the best-tasting, sugar-free kids drink ever made. Happy Water comes in 4 delicious flavors that you can find at local retailers and on Amazon. Each pouch contains 0 grams of sugar, 0 calories, and 0% juice. Head to happydrinks.com for more information and to purchase Happy Water. That's HAPI drinks.com. Live happy. Be happy. Drink happy.
For exclusive interviews and content on TCU recruits, subscribe now at frogstoday.com. Any sport, anytime. It's your source for all things TCU. Only on frogstoday.com. Frogs Today continues right now. We got two very special guests in studio. I'm excited about this, too. Taja Edwards is alongside. Good to see you.
You too.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Welcome to Fort Worth.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the old guy beside you, Rodney Hill, he knows Fort Worth too good, man. Good to have you back with women's basketball,
Good to
Rodney.
be here. Good to be here.
Yeah. Let's talk a little TCU women's basketball because we were talking to Coach Peebly just a couple of weeks ago. She was excited about the new faces on the roster, but I think she might have been even more excited about her coaching staff. I'll be honest with you. Taja, let's start with you. I mean, give me some sense as to the energy around the program right now.
Yeah, it's high. It's super powerful. We've got a lot of grad transfers, so the team is a little bit older, mixing with a little bit of returners. And so you've got returners leading and grad students leading. So the leadership's in place, culture's in place. I mean, it's a high energy right now. Great place to be.
And Rodney, you were telling me that one of the cool things is you guys are teaching. Yeah. You're teaching a bunch because with all the new faces, you got to kind of get everybody on the same page, right?
Yeah. Talking about language.
Yes.
Language is very important, and everybody's speaking different languages coming from different places. So it's really fun to get out there and make sure that we're all getting on the same page and start speaking the same language and doing a lot of things similar. The TCU way is what we like to say.
Yeah.
And so just to get these kids that are coming from different places to start doing things the TCU way is pretty fun.
That's fascinating because one of the pieces of a culture is language.
For sure.
You know, it's language, it's arts, it's all this. They create a culture, but language is a key building block to it all. And you got to start there, right?
Got to start there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Speaking of culture, Taja, you come from you've been in the college basketball world forever, but also the NBA.
Yeah.
And you were with one of my favorite organizations. We were talking off air about the Charlotte Hornets, which has a lot of the North Carolina Tar Heel culture behind it, which has proven to be successful over the years.
Absolutely. And I think, too, at the core of it all, it's family.
Yes.
So James Jordan runs the business side. Larry Jordan runs the vice president of player personnel, so he's oversees scouting. And then you got MJ, who's in charge of it all.
Right.
And then you've got Larry's son, Justin, who's a scout for the Hornets. And then you've got Mitch Kupchak's our GM, or the Hornets GM.
Yep.
You know, his son, Maxwell, he's in the front office. And Buzz's son-in-law is in our video room. So, I mean, it's just family around you all the time, and you feel that right away. And that was really neat for me to walk into a predominantly male environment space and be welcomed as if I was part of their family.
Yeah, and that same sort of atmosphere is here at TCU. One of the things that Reagan has done from the beginning that I admire so much was creating this sense of family.
Yeah.
And that's very important to her.
Yeah, absolutely. And you feel that when we're hosting recruits at our house on visits. I've known Reagan personally since I was about 17, 18 years old. We go way
Fresno.
back. Fresno State.
Yes.
Yes.
The Valley, the V, I know.
The V, yes. Bulldog born, Bulldog bred.
Yep.
And one of the things that I saw in her program at Utah State that she brought into our program at Fresno State was that family piece. So she absolutely has that here at TCU. It's within our staff, within our team. It's everywhere.
Yeah, Rodney, you've spent some time coaching in college, coaching in high school. You played. You worked in that AAU circuit as well. Give me some sense of how all that's prepared you for that second stint here at TCU.
Man, experience. You just can't replace experience, and at every level. You know what I mean? Being able to coach college first and then go to the club scene, it allowed me to bring a knowledge that's not really common in that area, but I was able to grasp what they do for the young women there and then bring that to this level so that when the young women get to this level, now they're comfortable, right? So to be able to bridge that gap from club to college, college to club, I think it was really central for the programs that I worked with AAU-wise, and then obviously coming back to the college game, just bringing them knowledge of how those things work at that level to be successful here, right? Because it's all about recruiting and who you're bringing into your organizations and what programs you're bringing. And so now to know the standard of a good program, when we're recruiting those kids from this place, I can kind of see, through, I guess, the glass of what's really going on with those kids in the organization that they're playing in.
Well, I get a sense that it's already paying off. I mean, you got, 3 already committed. Yeah. And I love the fact, too, that it's high schoolers, that it is program builders that are coming to TCU.
Absolutely. That's so important, even with the way that the transfer portal is today. Those high school kids, I mean, they're the root of it all when it comes to building your program over the course of 4 years. They're going to be the ones to live it out, to be a Horned Frog for the next 4 years, and you gotta have them.
And the cool thing, folks, is some of these are going to be difference makers, and that's what you look for in recruiting, right?
For sure, for sure. A couple of kids that we've got committed, we think they're going to be some really, really good difference makers, really good leaders for their programs, for their high schools, and then bringing that right in.
Yeah.
And then you talk about starting with high school. When I first got the job, the biggest thing Reagan said is she wanted to she wanted to build through high school and fill through the portal.
Yeah.
And I think we're kind of getting that off the ground here, right, where we're building through the high school kids that we're bringing in, especially in the state of Texas, but also in surrounding regions.
I know you got a couple of, I guess, scrimmages, exhibitions coming up against some good teams that'll really kind of set the table for you. One of the things that Rodney and I were talking about before this interview is everything's going well. Everybody's getting along. It's kind of like what TCU football is going through. And you kind of wait, okay, let's see how they react when there's some adversity.
Absolutely.
But, by scheduling those scrimmages the way you have early on, what is it, Houston and...
Yeah, Houston and Sam
UNT.
UNT. North
Yeah,
Texas.
two good programs with older teams. That'll push you a little bit early. That's good, isn't it?
Absolutely. You got to test the waters.
Yeah.
And I think just to even try it out for our girls to see and how we respond to simulate in game this early on is a huge advantage. It allows you to tweak things, shake things up a little bit, reassess, just kind of gives you a preview into what you're rolling into come November.
Yeah. I want to leave with this. You guys have been around women's basketball for a long time. Is there anything missing at TCU that keeps it being from being a national contender?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got the metropolitan area, so the location is clutch. You've got the brand. You've got purple everywhere in the surrounding area. Fort Worth is absolutely beautiful. The school itself, fantastic education. I always say that people make the place. That's what helps build championships, and I think if we can continue to get the right people here, we'll be cutting down some nets really soon.
Yeah. Feel the same way, Rob?
Man, I couldn't agree. I couldn't disagree at all with that, right? I think that the metropolitan area and being the only Power 5 in the Metroplex makes this a special place that can do special things, right? You see Texas kids, Dallas kids having success all over the country in whatever sport, right? So why not do it in the backyard in front of your parents, right?
I love that. I love the enthusiasm around you. I love what the energy that you bring to the program. It's going to be fun to see this
Absolutely.
year.
Can't
By the
wait.
way, Rodney, in case you were wondering, Taja and I are the only two in this room that actually have Greensboro Swarm T-shirts.
Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, yeah. You still got yours?
I still got
Okay,
mine.
good. As long as you do. That's good enough. All right. We got more with Frogs today, continuing after this timeout.
Say hello to the water of tomorrow. Richard's Rainwater. Richard's Rainwater is 100% rain, refreshing, renewable, and the only ingredient we use in our water. Why rain? Because everyone deserves access to clean water, and rain is a 100% renewable resource available everywhere. Drink the rain. Save the planet. Shop now at richardsrainwater.com.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU. Both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime. And order online at daveshotchicken.com.
Frogs Today on the Thursday continues right now with the latest member of our team, and we're honored to have him with us. He'll be freelancing for us, writing, also contributing some on Frogs Today as well. You'll know the name. You'll probably know the face as well. He's got a face for newspaper. His name is Drew Davison, of course. He covered the Horned Frogs for years with the Star Telegram, and he joins us via Zoom right now. Drew, good to see your face, man. Thanks for joining the Frogs Today family.
Yeah, some of us have face for newspapers, some faces for radio, but at the end of the day, I got a face for Frogs Today, I guess. But it's great to be with you, Brian. Obviously, you guys were kind of in the infancy stage when I was on the beat, and obviously it's been great to see you guys grow into the powerhouse, and excited to start contributing this week, starting with the Iron Skillet.
Yeah, with the game against SMU, you'll be in the press box covering it. There'll be angles that you work. What are some of the things that you're thinking about? Because I know when we talked with Jeff Wilson, who kind of edits Frogs Today, he viewed you as a guy who kind of sees the bigger picture and tells the behind-the-scenes stories. Give us some sense as to what you think your contribution will be.
Yeah, that's what I hope to bring the readers and the subscribers. It's kind of that unique look inside. Obviously, I just covering TCU for as many years as I did, I've really kind of got a good feel about kind of the inner workings and how it works and how they operate, how they think, and to kind of shed some light in that regard. is exciting to me. And I do kind of view myself as a utility guy where I can, do, the nice takeout features on different players or coaches, and also kind of the harder news, if you will. So things like that. But I definitely think, kind of the wheelhouse and what I'm most excited about is bringing some of those, bigger takeout type stories. And like Jeff said, the unique angles that, sometimes fall through the cracks. And obviously we want to make sure every TCU fan is as informed as possible.
One of the cool things, too, that you get to benefit from now is the access at TCU. And kudos to Jeremiah Donati, the athletic director, also to the head football coach, Sonny Dykes, and Jamie Dixon and Kirk Sarlos, and I can go down the list. But I think these folks understand the importance now of allowing their student athletes to be front and center because it does prepare them for what's to come in the future, right?
Oh, without question. And I've always thought, especially in the social media age, a lot of these players know how to kind of brand themselves or give their message as well as anyone. So they're, and just to get their stories out there. And especially, let's say a player is into the guitar or drums or something. Hey, if the local music shop down the street, that might make sense for them to form a partnership. So the more the merrier as far as those stories. And I do think, by and large, there's a lot of good stories, whether, they're playing on the football team, baseball team, women's soccer's obviously doing great things. So, but yeah, I agree. And, we're kind of entering the era where, hey, we need to, kind of let these athletes talk and share their mind, share their stories. And that really may connect with the potential business partner in this new era of athletics.
And not only student athletes as well, you think about it, assistant coaches, guys who work tirelessly, who put in tons of hours, who are preparing for what many of them is a dream to be a head coach at the next level. I think it's awesome that these coaches now are kind of in the business of promoting their assistants, and they want them to move on. Jamie Dixon's a perfect example of that. You look at his family tree, at guys that are in the business now who've gotten head jobs after being assistants with him.
Oh, yeah, no question. And I think every coach loves to see that tree grow. I think of a Bill Snyder or a Bob Stoops or Bill Belichick in the NFL. You just kind of there's no better compliment, I wouldn't think, as a coach. Head coaches come under your wings. And Jamie Dixon's a great example. And obviously Sonny Dykes is a good example, too. Rhett Lashley is a guy, who obviously coached under Sonny Dykes at SMU. So he's got a nice tree going as well. So, and of course, his dad, and he kind of came under the Mike Leach tree, Sonny did. So there's another coach with a big tree. And Jamie I think he's got 6 or 7 head coaches right now.
Yeah.
And you just look at Tony Benford and Dwayne Broussard and those guys. And obviously, they have a look of a head coach, and for Tony getting back into that type of position. But for now, it's obviously TCU's benefit. The more up and coming and solid coaches they can have on staff, the better. And it is great to hear their voices and their stories, because that's how other schools get to recognize them. And, a Tony Benford, for instance, with just Eddie Lampkin's growth last year, get his name back out there. And obviously he did good things as the interim coach at LSU a couple of years ago, but the guy can develop some big man talent as TCU is finding out.
Yeah, he is deserving of a head job. I asked Dwayne Broussard yesterday here on the show. I said, why haven't you been a head coach yet? And the timing just hasn't been always right, but I think it's getting closer for him. And as much as you said, it's good for TCU to have him, you want to see these guys sort of flex their wings and fly. And good for them. And let's be a part of it here at Frogs Today. All right, I know you're coming on the round table tomorrow of experts. Finally, we'll have an expert on the round table of experts when you show up. Wilson's looking at me in the corner, by the way. Yeah, but I do want to get one thought on this matchup on Saturday. All the storylines that lead up to it, all the noise have led to a sellout now. I mean, this is what this game's supposed to be like, isn't it?
Brian, you cut out there a little bit. But, yeah, I think the biggest storyline is obviously just Sonny going back to SMU. And I might be repeating what you said. I apologize. But, and Rashi Rice, why are you not saying anything, man? Come on, give us some juice. And of course, there was nothing about, last year's melee or anything like that. So it's kind of been a tame down, but there should be plenty of fireworks Saturday night at a sold-out stadium.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to tomorrow with you joining us on our round table of experts, bringing some real knowledge to that table. We look forward to that tomorrow, Drew. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining the Frogs Today family. We're looking forward to great things from you, man.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to get started, and looking forward to growing the Frogs Today base, baby.
There he is, Drew Davison, joining us here, latest edition, freelance writer here for us at Frogs Today. More to come after we take this time out.
For exclusive interviews and content on TCU recruits, subscribe now at frogstoday.com. Any sport, anytime. It's your source for all things TCU. Only on frogstoday.com.
Drew Davison, good to have you with us as part of our team now here at Frogs Today. Before we get out of here, we had Dave Rubinson on earlier. Of course, it is Dave Rubinson Legacy Night tonight for TCU women's soccer as they take on Texas. On that pitch for the Horned Frogs will be one Payton Crews, who's battled some adversity in her career. Here she is in her own words right now.
Hi, I'm Payton Crews, and I'm a grad student here with the nationally ranked Horned Frogs. I honestly feel the best I've felt in 4 years, so that's really exciting. My freshman year, I tore my ACL, and I tore my meniscus also, and then I was pretty healthy for a while, and then I ended up fracturing my tibia last fall in October, and then in the spring I ended up having to get a scope on my meniscus because I had all kinds of things wrong with my knee, but finally I'm here and I'm healthy. I think honestly, the biggest takeaway for me is I've learned to find beauty and find growth in areas that I didn't think were possible. Being injured has taught me and has allowed me to help my teammates learn that no matter where you are in the field, off the field, what you're doing, if you're hurt, if you're working out or not, there's so much to learn.
She's had to overcome a lot of different things since she's been here, and I think that if you want to say if she's taking a test, she's passed the test with flying colors and come back fully healthy and determined to be a better version of herself on and off the field.
The cool thing here at TCU is that your teammates vote on the captains. Everyone just gets a sheet of paper. They get to write down as many captains as they think there should be and whoever they want it to be. And so for the last 2 years to have been voted by my teammates means the whole world to me. You're watching Frogs Today. We'll be back after this. Go Frogs.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
That'll do it for this edition of Frogs Today. We're headed off to Dave Rubinson Legacy Night now. TCU and Texas and women's soccer action. Big thank you to our women's basketball coaches who stopped back to visit with us. Also, a big thank you to Coach Dave Rubinson for stopping in with us. And, of course, that interesting look there at Payton Crews along with Drew Davison joining us earlier as well. All right, tomorrow, big day here on Frogs Today. Sean Stilley's going to stop by, the former Horned Frog quarterback. We got our round table of experts that are going to be in the house. We're going to do a little preview of TCU and SMU. It's all about the battle for the Iron Skillet, and that'll be on tomorrow's edition of Frogs Today. Until then, have yourself a great night.
Frogs Today is brought to you by the Flying T Club, supporting TCU student athletes, and by Richard's Rainwater. Say hello to the water of tomorrow. Frogs Today is a production of Roxo Media House.
Roxo Media House.